Hello everyone. Today I'm going to explain about library management system. Basically, I'm going to develop this application using core Java, like without any Spring Boot and other things, only pure core Java. So previously I've also explained like about the hospital management system, car management system. So there are a lot of things over there for creating those things. But today I'm going to explain about the library management system. This is a kind of mini library management system actually. So there is I'm not going to use any kind of UI kind of thing. So from there basically user representation is not there, only the backend logic, like how the main code logic of the library management system is basically worked. That can also like very helpful for the beginners, for school project or college project, for that basically basically used. And also if someone wants to learn the core Java, like how the things are working, how we are going to develop any applications from the scratch, how we can design all those things, how we can design the tables, how can we how can we decide what are those tables basically required. So those kind of things basically from this video obviously it will be cleared. So don't like skip anything, because if you are going to skip then maybe you will skip all the logics, like how I'm going to develop all the things. So try to keep with this video from till end. So for developing this library management system, so I'm going to like there are some percentage I'm going to use, so that maybe you will not get any somewhere else. So for example, whenever you are going to log in into the system, so there is one login screen, right? So that's why I maintain like over here you can see there is a login entity over here. So based on the login, like for the login, basically you need to use the username and password. So once the username and password is getting success, right? So user information basically we can keep into the login table, and from the login table, once we'll put the valid username and password, so from the database we can pick like what kind of user type it is. So from the login table we can pick if it is an admin user, or maybe we can if it is a like normal student user, right? So those kind of differentiation we can check based on the once we get the successful data from the login table. So if it is a valid login and the login data is into the login table, so from that we can decide like what kind of user it is, like it's an admin user or it is a student. Okay, so if it is admin, then we can display some menus. If it is a student, then we can display some menus. Admin, what are the functionalities basically admin can do? Like admin can search a book from the existing book database. If they want to add a book, they can add the book into the existing database. If they want to like upgrade the quantity of some book, suppose there is a, let's say there is a software engineering, there is one book, right? Or maybe data structure, there is one book, or they want to maybe there is a existing maybe 10 books is available, so maybe they want to add more books into the system. So they from this function basically they can upgrade, like they can add more quantities into the stock basically. So basically whenever, now the next point is to register a student. So whatever the students try to check in the books or maybe check out the books, so for that students should be registered into the library management system. Without register they can't able to access the things, access the functionalities, because how can we identify that this is a valid student or not? So for that we need to register a student, and that particular functionality is basically given by the admin, because admin can register a student. Student can itself register and admin can verify also. That is one kind of thing, like student itself doing the registration and then valid verification can be go to the admin, and then admin can like verify that is it valid or not. That can also be done, but those kind of thing basically done in a like in case of the live project or all the things how we are going to design those kind of thing. But here there is a no such functionalities, like admin can directly register the student and then accordingly student can applicable for checking the books and check out the books and search a book. Okay, so here also like we can see like there is we can also give the display all registered students. So whatever the students over there, admin can get the details of all the registered students. Okay, also here maybe we can add another functionalities for display all the books, like what are the books available into the in library. So those kind of things also can be we can available over here. Now suppose after login we see like if it is a like student, then what student can do, student like can maybe uh, check out the books, like he has selected some books, right? So that he want to like a book and for reading, so then he can like he or she can like check out the books from the library. First of all, search a book, like what are the available books over there in a library, so that based on that he can like pick those things and then book a ticket, booked a like different types of book. Once like is done, then it's time to return a book. Then using the check-in book options or maybe return box return in options, participant means user can like do the return the book. So this is the overall functionalities of this library management system. So from here we can easily like identify like what kind of database basically we need. So for storing this login information we need one table, let's say like login table. For storing the book details, we need another table, let's say book. For student, we need another table like called the student. Okay, and like student can't check out and check in the book. So for maintaining this kind of history, we need another tables, right? Because else from where how can we like get the information like which is student, which book is taken by the which student, right? So for that we need to create another table which will map with the student and the book ID into a particular table. So let's say it's called up booking details. In my next slide I will detail about means I will describe about this use tables. So this is the login tables. This particular table having a ID, username, password, and the user type. Okay. So there we can entry of the two. Like one is for the this admin user, another for the user normal student. Okay. Then these tables like books here we can store the books information like ID, serial number, name, author name, then quantity. In the student table we can keep like student like ID, student name, then register number, right? And in the booking tables actually that I was talking about, suppose the student like check out some books, so where actually are going to store those information, like in by which student which books basically check out. So here we can mapping with this student ID, book ID, and how much like what one quantity actually student pick the books. Okay, so here it's auto increment ID. This ID, all these IDs are auto increment ID over here, and this student underscore ID is the referencing this student, and book underscore ID this is also referring the book table. Okay, so this is the overall design of this library management system. In next, what we will do, we will create one database schema, and then we'll create those tables. I'll also explain like how we're going to create those tables and how we're going to mapping those things. And after all the things done over there, we can insert some dummy record into the login table, one for the admin and another one for like for normal student. And then we can write the code as I discussed over here, and based on the code we can give the this kind of like informations for admin, for student, and all those things, and then gradually we can develop the whole process of this one. Okay, maybe it is not try to cover everything in a single video, so maybe it will become in a sequence of video, maybe one or two, that I will definitely we can discuss in the later phase. So that's all about this one. Next, we will create the database and create those tables and write the code. So let's create those things. So for storing the data, we need to create some tables. So as a database, I am going to use MySQL database. So here, as you can see, I've already created one schema. If you like create the another schema, so that also you can create schema and then schema name. This is the like syntax for this one, like create schema and then schema name, like whatever the name you can give. So in this way basically you can create the schema. So as I've already created one schema over here, so that's why I'm not going to create another schema, only we just need to create the tables. So what is the tables basically we need to create first? So first one is to like create the login table. Okay, so how we are going to create this one? So like login table, create table name, then ID, this is auto increment ID, then user underscore name, this is a varchar, password, and then user type, what kind of user it is, and primary key is ID. So ID, this is a primary key. Okay, so let me create this one, is created. Next we are going to create tables for books. Okay, And books, what are the fields we are having? Let me explain. So here basically, as you can see, this is the ID. It is again a auto increment ID, and media means 8. Serial number, name, author name, and the quantity. Okay, and again you can see the ID is the primary key. So in this way basically we need to define. Let me create this one. Books is created. Next we are going to create the student table. So this is also similar kind of this one, only little bit of difference. Like ID, this is again auto increment, student name, register number, and then it's a primary key. ID is the primary key. Let me create this. Another table we need to create, which is kind of history kind of thing, for keeping the history of like check out and check in the books, all the history kind of thing. So here we need to keep this student ID. This is a basically foreign key, and which is referring the student table. This is the way basically we need to define, like foreign key, then student underscore ID, references students, and this is the ID. Similar for the book ID, it is also a like for book tables, and here you can see it's a foreign key, book underscore ID, and reference in the book table. Okay, and quantity we need to keep, like what are the quantities basically this particular student is taken, and ID, this is the primary key. So this is the overall design. Let me create this table first. So this is the overall design of the databases. So these are the fine for now. In future, like if anything is needed, then accordingly we can create those things. Next, what we can do, we need to like insert two records from into the login table. Okay, so let me open this one. So here basically we need to like create two records. One is for the admin, another one for like student, right? So admin, then password also keep same, and type is admin. Okay, else if it is not admin type, user type, so let's say it's a user, then user, and then type is normal user. Okay, so as you can, these IDs are getting auto generated. So we have recorded two user over here. One is the admin, another one is the user. So if it is admin, then we will display those menus, like adding the students, adding the books, those kind of menus we will give for the admin. If it is user, then user can only like search a book and then like check in or check out the books, right? So table wise we are done now. Next we will write the code for it. Okay, so like as a code we are going to using plain core Java. From the core Java basically we are going to access this MySQL database, normal plain JDBC. Let's see how we are doing this. Previously also we did the similar kind of applications for hospital management system, but the structure wise that was different and this is different, right? But and also logic should be different. So let's write the code for it. So here we are going to create another project, let's say like library management system. And as you can see, as a ID I'm going to use the Eclipse. So let me create the Java project first. Library management system. Okay, as a Java version I'm going to use the Java 17. Next, and then finish. Okay, so here basically I'm going to create one package first, the library management system. Okay, so now first of all we need to create one main method. This is the basically entry point of the class, right? So let's say library management system. So here we can like create one main method, so that this is the basically entry point. Okay, now we can say like we can print something over here, like welcome to the college library or something. Okay, then we can like next what we will do, we can put some info level kind of thing over here. Like for accessing the menu we need to first do login, right? So please, we can say please do login first. for accessing menu. Okay, please do login for accessing menu. So first of all, we need to do the login. So for that, we are going to create one like another package over here. Let's say login, and here I'm going to create one service related to the login. Okay, so for example, login service. So here basically what we're going to write over here, like we are going to write one method over here, and then so here I'm going to create one method over here like public void do login. Okay, so here actually we can ask like username and password from the user for login, right? Because from the database, as you can see over here, for login basically we need the username and password, right? So we need to ask the username for please provide username, and then we need to take the like input from the user. So how we are going to take input, I think now you guys are aware of it. Like using the scanner, we are going to take the input from the user. Here we are going to system.in. Okay, okay, please provide username, and then like string username equals to ac dot next line. Okay, next we can ask for the like password in similar fashion, like please provide password, and instead of this we can say it's a password. Okay, so once we get the username and password, then what else we can do, we need to create the connection. So for that, let me create another package over here like database, or maybe we can say DAO kind of thing. Okay, so in my last project already we are having a this database service. So this service basically I'm going to copy over here in the DAO layer. So what is it basically? In this section here, basically as you can see, I have used the create connection. How we are going to create this connection? So for that already I have created one tutorial. I will share that link in my description section. So please go through this one. Okay, so I'm not going to detail of it. I hope you guys can like get the details from my another tutorial. Okay, so this is basically give me the connection. So for that we are going to create the try with resource. This is the another concept for creating the connection, because it will auto close the connection. Means we don't need to manually maintain anything. Database service dot get connection. Okay, so once we get the connection over here, it will throw the this one exception over here. So once we can get this one, then we can like call the uh, this like we need to validate this username password from the database, right? So here basically we are going to create another class like login DAO, and over here we're going to like write the method for it. Okay, public void do login, and here what actually is information we're going to password here like username comma string password. Okay, and then we can check from the database. So what will be the query for this one? Like we need to write the query, right? Select star from login table where user underscore name equals to question mark and password equals to question mark. So these two variable actually are going to pass over here. we need to, like, based on this username and password, we are going to fetch the data from our database. So that's why I'm giving the question mark over here. Next, using the pp statement, basically pp statement equals to connection dot get. Okay, we need the connection over here. So let me pass the connection attribute over here. Okay, so connection dot pp statement, and we need to pass this SQL. Okay, it will throw the exception. Yes. So next we need to pass the input like ps dot set string, and here one means it's an index, right? So as you can see in this one index, one position, it's a username. In the second position, it's a password, right? Then ps dot set string, two position, it's a password. We need to password here. Okay. So next, once this is done, then for fetching the data from the database, we need to use the result set. It's actually basically storing the data. So result set is another interface. rs equals to pp statement dot execute query. Okay. So execute query basically return the result set. Again, we need to manually, if we are not going to use the try with resource, then we need to manually actually close this first result set, then pp statement, then connection. But as like we are using this try with resource, so that's why manually we don't need to close anything. Okay. Now we can say here actually we need to check like if rs dot next means if any data is over there, then we need to get the user type from over here, like return rs dot get string, and here either we can pass the index or like field name. So here the field name is user type, basically we need from over here. So we need to return, now it's a string. If nothing is matched, then what else we need to return? We need to return the null. Instead of query, we need to return the null. Okay. Hope it's clear. Like first of all, we need to select the data from the login table based on the username and password. Then if is there any data, then we need to return the user type of the user. If it is data is not available over there, then we can say return is null. Right. Now from over here, we need to create one object for login DAO equals to new login DAO. Okay. Now using this login DAO dot do login, here we need to pass this connection, username and password. What it will return? It will return string user type. Okay. Now here we can check like what kind of user it is. Okay. If user type not equals to null, then what we can say? We can say invalid user, right? Invalid user, and we can return from over here. Okay. If user type is not null, then we can check like is user type dot equal, if it is a admin, then we can display here, we can display admin related menu over here, else we will display student related menu, right? We can also check like over here this application only, and we can like print like after this we can print something like logged in as a login success, and you logged in as a this kind of user it is, right? Login success, you logged in as a this type, please select from below options. Okay. So we can also run this one, like let me run this one, run Java applications. Okay. Please do login first. Okay, we need to call the method actually over here, right? So here basically we need to create the login service, equals to new login service. Okay, login service dot do login, right? This is the entry point, and it will throw the exception over here. Okay, now let me run this one. Username, so username is like admin. Okay, what it will saying, it's showing the exception. Okay, class is not available, this MySQL driver is not available. As we are going to use this MySQL, so here basically, here we are going to create one folder, and let's say leave. We need to add the actually MySQL jar over here, as we did for the previously for other project similar kind of this, and then we need to add this jar basically into the build path of this project. How we are going to do configure build path, then libraries, in the class path we need to add this jar, this one. Okay, now let's run this one. Username admin, you can say database connection created successfully, login success, you logged in as admin, please select option from this. Okay, if we run it again like as a normal user, like user, then user, logged in success, as logged in as a user. If we like provide some kind of user which is not available into the database, then we can say invalid user. That means this was is working fine, and also we have checked the like database connectivity, that is also working fine, right? In next we will create the menu things, like after the logged in success, if it is a like admin, then we will get the admin menu related things. If it is a student, then we will get the student related menus. So let's create these things one. So if it is like admin user, then we will display some menus. So let me create one like one method over here for displaying the admin related menu. So for the time being I'm creating here all the things, but you can also create another class for displaying like admin menus, displaying student menus. So those kind of thing also you can do, kind of refactoring kind of thing. But as a dummy demo kind of thing, I am going to create the method over here like display admin menu. Okay, so what are the options like menus we are going to trying to give over here? Like we can give, these are the options basically. These are the options basically I'm going to given over here, like one for searching a book, adding a new book, upgrade quantity of a book, show all the books, register student, show all registered student, and the exit from the application. So these are the options basically I'm going to give for the admin menus. So next, once, as you know, this will be kind of until the like admin or user select the segment as a choice, then it will actually iterate and it will display all the things. So how you're going to do this, either in the while loop, infinite loop, or like in a do while loop, right? So how we're going to, already I have explained how you're going to using the while loop, using the like infinite kind of things. So that is already over there in my last tutorial I've already used, and here I'm going to use the do while loop. Okay, so let me use this do while loop, do and then while. Okay, so until like until the user select the 7, then it will actually iterate, right? So here basically we can like create one integer choice. This is the like user choice basically, and here we can take the input from the user, like enter your choice. So we need to give the information to the user like please enter your choice, and then we can like take the input from the user. Okay, like this choice. And so in the while loop basically, this particular do while loop, it will iterate until choice not equals to 7. Okay, and you can press this semicolon. Okay, so until or unless it's a user select this 7, then it will like iterate this particular similar kind of thing. Now here, after getting the choice from the user, we can use the switch case. Okay, switch case, and here we need to pass this choice. Okay, so if like case 1 means 1 for, we can search the book. Okay, so here we can search the book, then we can put the break. Okay, if it is a case 2, then it's a like we can add the book, but for the timing I am not writing the function, just writing the case and all the things. Case 3, then break. Case 4, break. Case 5, break. Okay, case 6, then break, and case 7 means we need to, it will basically exit, right? So we can put something, thank you for using library system. Okay, and then we can exit from over here, so we can use the break. Okay, and like if participant or user not choose from this one, then default we can like please select valid option. Okay, here it will be this. Okay, okay, so now we need to, if it is a select one, then it will basically search a book from the database. If so, we need to write the search method over here. So as you know, like from the book table, if you details like if you get it details of this one, so either we can search this particular book by the serial number or maybe by the name, right? That both options can we can give. So that means if we want to search this one, then we can create one nested kind of switch case over here, right? So let me create another method like private, then void, then search book. Okay, so for searching the book, what like we can say, like we can give the user another options, like what options basically you need to choose, like by serial number you want to search the book, or maybe by the author, or maybe by the book name you want to search, right? So that options basically we need to give. So we need to give the information like search with a serial number, or maybe search with a author name, right? Search with a serial number, this is for the one, and second option is to search by the author name, right? And here we can again like take the options from the user, then we can say please enter your choice over here, right? We can ask for the user enter your choice, then we can like take the user choice from over here, like int choice equals to this. Then again we need to write this switch case, and key means it's a choice. So if it is a like 1, then that means we are going to search with the serial number, right? So here basically we need to, if it is a choose 1, then we need to uh, call like search book with a serial number, right? Then we can in the break, and if it is a case 2, then break. Default is not required over here, right? Default is not required over here, So this is fine. Now we need to like write the method for searching the book by serial number or search a book by like author name. So for that we need to create one like DAO for this one, for this book number. So maybe we can create one book related DAO over here uh, here we can create another class like book DAO, and over here we need to there is a one service we need to create. Let me create another package over here like dot service. Okay, and here we need to create one class like book service, which will basically we need to call from the service to DAO layer. So in the service layer basically we need to create this method, right, that search by number. Okay, it's here search by serial number. Okay, search by serial number. So here we can like ask the serial number from the user. Okay, so here basically we are going to use the one like for taking the inputs. As you know, we are going to use the one scanner class over here, new scanner system.in. Okay, now here we need to ask like user for giving the serial number. Like we can ask over here, enter the serial number, then int serial number equals to sc dot next int. Okay, then we need to like call the DAO method over here, and here basically we need to write one method like something like this one, get book by serial number, and here basically we need to pass this connection object and then serial number, right? So we need to write the SQL for this. String query equals to select star from books where serial number equals to this will be a pass as a dynamic. Next we are going to create the pps statement. ps equals to connection dot pps statement. Here we are going to pass the SQL. Okay, so next once we use this pps statement, then we need to pass this value as int in a one position and then serial number. Then again we're going to try with the resource for result set, right? Result set rs equals to ps dot execute query, so it will return the result set, right? Then we need to create the book entity. How we are going to fetch like the data from this result set? Like we need to fetch the data from this result set, and again we need to save the data into this booked actually DTO. So for that we need to create one DTO first. Okay, so in the book DTO basically let me create another package over here dot DTO. So the DTO would be class and book DTO. Okay, so here actually we need to like create those fields like ID, serial number, book, author name and quantity. Okay, these are the fields basically we are going to ID, serial number, then book name, author name and quantity. Okay, so these are the fields. With that also we are going to generate the getter and setter. Select all, then we can generate. Okay, we can say private, all these are private, no need to like set as public. Okay, so getter setter is generation is done now. Okay, so over here now this detail is creation done. Okay, so over here basically we need to set the details of it, like book dot set. Okay, it's import from the wrong place, awt.print.book, but we don't need this one. We need to import our class. Okay, so book dot set author name, book dot set book name, book dot set quantity, book dot set id, book dot set serial number. Okay, now how we are going to set the value from this result set. So as you know, this author name is a string, so we need to result set dot get string. Then here basically either we need to pass the index or maybe we need to use the field name. So the field name was author name, author name. That also we can verify from over here, author underscore name, right? So that's why we have given over here. Next is book name. So for the book name, it's a name only and is also again a string value. Quantity, it's a integer, so that's why we can, instead of string we can use the get int, and it's a qty quantity. It's again id is also a like integer number, so we need to use this one as id. Okay, serial number also a int, so that's why sr underscore number, it's also int. So that means we have added the data over here. But before that, we need to check one condition, like if this rs dot next is there. If this is true, then only set the data into this table, right? Okay. If data is not over there, then we can return the null over here. In similar kind of thing we can do for the, like if we search using the by author name, that also we can do. Okay, let me copy this one, and instead of the serial number, by author name, author name. Okay, serial number. Here instead of int we can pass string author name. Okay, and here we need to use this one, author name equals to this, and here instead of string we need to pass as set as string, because author name is as a string value, right? Okay, next once we'll get the details, then again we need to set the data over here, else it will throw the null. This is done now. Now from here we need to create this book service class over here, and then we need to, in a search basically here, we need to pass the connection into the existing connection, so that display admin menu here, and here basically we need to pass this connection. Okay, we need to add this one. Okay, and this connection basically we need to pass over here, connection con. Okay, so we need to create one class over here, like book service. Okay, equals to new book service, and then book service dot okay, it will be a public. Okay, here actually we need to like complete the functionalities like after getting the serial number. Actually here basically we need to create the DAO class, book DAO equals to, okay, and using this DAO basically we need to call get book by serial number, right? Here we need to pass the connection and then we need to pass the serial. So here basically we need to pass this connection class, okay, connection and then serial number. It will throw the exception, and what it will return? It will return the book, and this particular actually information we need to like print over here, okay. So it will give us the book details, and then accordingly we need to print the data over here. Like if book not equals to null, then we need to print the data over here, right? Here you can say book details, serial number, book dot get serial number, then we can say name, get name, then we can say author name, book dot get author name, okay. So in this way basically we can print the information. In case of the else we can say like this serial number no book found, so that also information we should put over here so that it will be easy to understand, right? This serial number is not available over here, not found, okay. So this is for using this search by serial number. So now we need to integrate from over here, like we need to call this method from over here, search by serial number, and we need to pass this connection. So while doing so it will throw the exception over here, and we need to call this method from over here. Means if the one is getting called, then we need to pass this. Again it will throw the exception, okay. So here that means by serial number is done now. So next what we need to do, we need to call the another method which is basically search by author name, search by. So here in this here we need to create another method like search by author name, author name, okay. So enter here basically we can ask for the like enter author name, enter author name, okay, and it will be a like string author name equals to sc dot next line, okay. And then based on the author details, like we can call this one by get details by author name, okay. And here we need to pass this, instead of serial name we need to pass this author name. So book details is fine, and no book no book found for author name. We need to print this one. Okay, and we need to call over here search by author name. Okay, so now these two things is done now, like by serial number. So here what we'll do in case of the search, like once it will search for the one options, then we will give the two options, either user can search with by serial number or search by author name. So after this option we will ask for the like what user want to do search using the either user like want to search with serial number or by author name. So based on the choice it will decide like where it should go. So by serial number, like it will ask for the serial number and then accordingly it will search based on the serial number and it will print the details. If it is based on the author name, then by the author name it will fetch the details from the database and accordingly it will print the details over here. So now if we like run this application, let me run this one and let's check like how it is working. So initially we need to do the login. So let me logged in as a admin user. So logged in now. Now actually we need to search a book, right? You can see like after the search a book, it will ask for a choice for like search by serial number or search with book author name. So if we choose as a one, then we need to like serial number of book we need to provide, right? So let me say like if it is a one, then no book for serial number one is found. Why? Because we don't have any books information over here. If we manually put the data over here, for example, third name test quantity 10, then let's say like how it is working. Okay, now again if we try to search a book, enter by search serial number, okay, it is not, we are getting the details over here, but why? Let us check. Search by serial number, where this and the number is okay. Okay, actually what I did one mistake over here, like search the data over here using this, but actually did able to means forgot to return this particular book. So we need to return from over here. Then it will actually give us the data, right? Else actually always is written as the like empty record. Similar for this one also, we need to return this one. Okay, let me rerun this application. Admin, admin. Okay, now search a book one, then again one. Enter the serial number. As you can see, we can get the details now. Serial number is one, book name is test, author name is test, right? Now again, if we choose the like one, then if we try to search a book with the author's name, so author name is test, right? Okay, no book found with the author name. Okay, let me check. Book over here. Okay, the reason is here I put this one, so that's why it's not working. Let me delete this one. Okay, now let me rerun this application. Again, logged in as an admin user and then search a book by author name, test. Okay, now we can get the details, right? So that means search functionality is working fine now. If we search with the serial number, then also we can get the details. If we search with the author name, then also we can get the details. Okay, so there are actually lots of functionalities, like maybe next functionality is for add a new book, then upgrade the quantity of book. So everything is not possible to cover in a single video. So in my next tutorial I will cover up the next like functionalities like adding a new book, upgrade quantity of a book, show all the books. So those functionalities I will cover in my next tutorial. So that's all for this tutorial. In my next tutorial, I'll cover all those things. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.